Hey everyone, Team UDF here for more ZQuest Guide, and this is my second take because I didn't like the last one, so I deleted everything I did and we're going to start anew. First of all, it's time for Link to begin his epic journey, but he doesn't have a sword, so we're going to give him one with the initialization data. No, we're not actually. We're going to have him collect one. Oh man, I feel lame using the same joke in two different takes. Ah well, whatever. So how does Link get a sword? Well, you may remember we built this little tree with an entrance. That's right, it's time to actually make use of something. Now, that's what we call a tile warp. So go up to Data and head to Tile Warp. Now we do want a cave item room, so we're going to leave that alone. You can make different types of rooms. And you can, of course, choose the D map. And we're going to go for screen 80, which I forgot to delete from the last take. Why screen 80? Because take a look, we have a screen 80 already for us, at least in the NES tile set. If you don't have the NES tile set, you may have to make a screen 80 for yourself. And there's a screen 81 as well. Get used to having a screen 80 and a screen 81 on almost every map you have. I think there's even one on map 2 over here. Yeah, but it's for different purposes. Alright though. So we've got our screen 80. So we have the tile warp set to take Link to screen 80 whenever he hits the tile. How does the game know? Like, what if we had another cave walk down combo here? Which one would the game know to use? The short answer is it doesn't in this version, so make sure you only have one on the screen. I know in 2.5, Frankie said that you can have, or maybe it was Shoelace, one of them said, you can have up to 4 tile warps and stuff on a single screen. But for now, since we've only got one to work with, we're just going to leave it alone, and the game will know that when Link walks into this cave, it will bring him to screen 80. How does he get out? Well, remember our little friend Mr. Blue Tile here that we didn't use last episode. This is where Link appears when he comes out of an area or is teleported to this room for some reason. So we're going to stick that right there, kind of just outside the actual stump there. I'm going to save because I'm paranoid because I had a crash last take. And now, what do we do with the sword? Do we put the sword in here for Link to take? No, that wouldn't make sense because we want to use screen 80 for all these types of warps. So what do? Well, we go to Data here, and we're going to select the room type. And now, when you do this, you're selecting the room type for the screen you're on. So don't get confused here, because you would think we set the room type for screen 80 because that's where we want the sword to appear, but we actually set it here on the screen that contains the warp, actually. So go to room type. We can pick multitudes of different types of room types. That was bad grammar. Well, okay, whatever. So we're in a special item room. So to click OK on special item, and now the catch-all right below that has now changed to special item. So click that, and now we can choose what kind of special item we want, and conveniently I still have it set to Sword 1 Wooden. So scroll down until you find Sword 1 Wooden and just hit OK. And that's been taken care of for you. So now when Link walks in, nothing's going to happen because we have to set a couple more things. First of all, we need a guy in the room. We want someone to give the sword to Link. So we're going to select the old man, Obey. But he has to say something to us. So we need to use what's called a message string. Message strings are those text lines that you see in the Zelda games, including the regular NES Legend of Zelda. You remember the old man in that game, when Link goes into the cave to get the sword, he says, "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." That's a message string. Crap, we don't have any message strings, do we? Well, luckily we can make all the message strings we want. So let's go to Quest Strings and make a new string. So, type in whatever you want. Take the sword, or else you will die. And you can even center it a bit if you want. I tend to center my messages because I just think they look better when they're centered. Of course, that's from the old tutorial that I watched, so now I'm just kind of used to wanting everything centered. So we made our message string. So now to select it, go to Data and Message String, and the message string you select will be the string that appears in the special room. So just select the Take the Sword Us Your Da message and click OK. So now, when Link goes into the cave, the old man will give him the message, and Link can pick up the sword and walk out to never see Obey again, except in the other hundreds of caves he appears in the Legend of Zelda series. Now you can do different things with it. Oh, and then he'll appear right here. I think he'll actually walk out of the cave, to appear on that tile. So that's it. Link can start his adventure now, but we can tweak it a bit. We can have a bit more fun with it. Let's say you want the old man to say something else. So let's make another message string. Take the sword else you would die. No, but seriously. Go save Hyrule. Some people who have never watched my channel before right now are thinking, what the crap is wrong with this guy? Well, nothing. Go away. Okay. No, but seriously, go save Hyrule. So, but how do we do that? Because we can only select one message string. Well, go back to strings and quest and select the first string we had. Now you're not going to modify the text, but take a look at this down here. It says next string. You want to open this and actually scroll down to no, but seriously, go save Hyrule. Select it and click OK. Now, when Link goes in the cavern, he's going to actually hear both messages, and I'll show you that in a bit when we test it. But one other thing I want to do is go to Quest and Rules. So I want to turn on Fast Dungeon Scrolling, Cool Scrolling, and where is it? I forgot what page it is. Oh, Allow Fast Messages. At the very least, I want those rules on for now because I hate having to scroll through text. Alright, so we're going to save it up, and actually, let's go ahead and just test it to see if it works. I'm going to have to... Oh no, there it is. Kind of appeared in the middle of the screen. I'm going to use the controller in this take because using the keyboard was annoying last time. So here's Link. Hi everybody, my name is Link. I need a sword. I wonder where I can find one. Take the sword unless you were dead. No, but seriously, go save Hyrule. We got the sword. We used the sword. And he does indeed walk out of the cave. That's fantastic. And now we can go on our journey into the gray world of nothingness. Okay, no. That'll do it for the test. That's all we needed to do. So that works perfectly. Fantastic. Alright, so what now? Link can start his adventure. So that means we need more screens for Link to actually adventure on. So let's select our typical ground combo and just make a new screen. And now remember, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees. What if you can't remember? What if you can't see that? What if your eyesight's not top-notch? Well, ZQuest has you covered. Go to etc. and options, and there's a handy little feature called Show Misaligns. Check the box and click OK. Now, what it will do is, say I have this tree right here, but there's no walkable combo, or there's no unwalkable combo on this side. The game will warn you of this with a flashing arrow. That's saying, hey, guy, or gal, or something else. Holy crap. No, but anyway, this arrow is saying that your game is trying to warn you that if you were to walk over on this screen, you might run into something that you can't walk on and therefore have Link get stuck in the game. So what you do to remedy this is you just get rid of the tree. And now there's no arrows, so the game is saying, hey, that path is A-okay to take. Now, the thing that's slightly annoying about this is you'll see all these arrows over on the sides here. It does this for screens you haven't made yet either. And I guess it defaults to thinking that all these empty screens are walkable combos. So yeah, and to see if a combo is walkable or not, on your actual screen, just hit W, and you'll toggle whatever this is called, and basically if you see this pinkish color, it means the combo is not walkable. If you see the combo in its original state, that means it is walkable. So say we can walk on this very small patch of water here. Don't really know why that is, but okay, whatever. This one isn't that way, is it? No, it's not. That's kind of weird. Huh. So anyway, so let's make our second screen now for reals. And start making trees, random places. And instead of all trees this time, let's go ahead and get some mountains in here. So put some mountains around. Actually, I don't want mountains. You know what? I want some water. And now someone who's watching may know why I want some water. Whoops. Messed up there. Okay, so we're going to start our water. And now, yeah, remember, water's not a walkable combo, so now the arrows are going to freak out and be like, you can't go that way, man! You can't go that way! Game over! Alright, enough. And for the heck of it, let's remember how to use our C-sets and put a couple trees down. Alright, they're not centered, but I don't care. They don't have to be centered. It's a game, not everything has to be centered. Alright, but now on this screen we want Link to be able to do something. And in fact, I am going to add to this screen, I'm going to put some trees along the coast here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this nifty little object, make it brown, and I'm going to put it right there. And now Link cannot walk that way because you see we have pink and whatever color that is everywhere. It looks pink to me. I can't I have a problem with hues in my eyes sometimes. I don't know. But in any case, so let's have Link do something on this screen actually. And if you want to turn off the show misalignments, just uncheck the box. I'm going to uncheck the box because frankly that annoys the crap out of me sometimes. But anyway, let's have Link fight some enemies. So let's scroll down to our enemy combos and let's have him fight some moblins. So we're going to put moblins on the screen. And when we come to the screen in game, nothing will happen because that is not how we put enemies on the screen at all. I have misled you. Those are just they're just random tiles for some reason, but they won't actually spawn the enemy you place on the screen. Instead, what you do is you go to Data, scroll down to Enemies, and you'll come up with this screen. You can also hit the E button as a hotkey there. And you'll notice it says none, 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 none. But you can have up to 10 enemies on the screen. So let's double-click, and now you have the entire sheet of enemies in the game. Save for Ganon. You can't put Ganon on a normal screen. Well, with a certain flag you could, but you don't want to, so there's no point. Unless you do, but you know, it's your game. Okay. So anyway, that's the first screen, so let's have Link fight some red slow Octoroks. You know, you can even distinguish between that. What I did here is I hit the C button, because if you don't want to scroll down all the time, just pick an enemy, hit C, not Control C, just regular C, and hit regular V to paste it. Paste, paste, and for an additional challenge, let's have some fast ones on there too. Team UDF, the enemies did not appear on the screen. You have failed us. No, I haven't. The enemies don't appear on the screen until you actually play the game. Yeah. I don't know, but now what you can actually do is you can actually specifically pick where the enemies will spawn all the time. What you can do is go to Tools and Flags. And now these flags trigger various different things. I'm going to be using most of these, so I'll explain them as they come along. But for now, if I want the first enemy I listed, so the first enemy I listed is a red slow Octorok. I'll double-click this, and now my palette, or my little brush thing kind of changes. You'll see it's got that thing next to it, and people are shooting off fireworks. It's not the 4th. That's fantastic. But anyway, so for some reason I want the first enemy to spawn on this side of the rock. So I'm going to put it there. And that means that every time this Octorok spawns, it's automatically going to appear in this spot no matter what. The other 5 enemies are going to be completely random. And man, we're actually running out of time. Kind of took a while, didn't we? Well, let's go ahead and make another screen really quick then. And let's make sure that we keep it aligned so that the game doesn't complain when we play. Okay, so I've got 3, so I need to remember that I've got trees there. Oh, don't crash. Okay, good, good. This is where it tends to crash, is when I'm placing down tiles. I really don't know why, but it's annoying. We're going to keep going with our... Wait a minute, that's not right. Okay, yeah, I didn't think so. Well, I know this was right. Now, this... Loudness... Here we go. That's okay. We can fix that just by selecting the combo and pasting it over. And now let's just cover the rest of this in that for now. Some trees, random places. Alright. Oh man, I didn't get as far as I wanted to. Oh. Well, that's okay. Because now I have the boss key. Oh, don't even start that. And what we're going to do is we're going to start what we are going to do next time. So I'm going to take these Armos combo type statues, and I'm going to put one here, and I did want to put one here, but that'll be kind of cheap to the player, because for those of you that don't know, if you activate an Armos Knight from the bottom, you'll always take a hit. So I'm going to actually put it there instead. And we're going to do something with these Armos Knights, and this nifty thing, and the water, hopefully next time. If not, you guys just have more videos to look forward to, so there you go. And for now, to end the episode, let's just test everything to see how it's going. Of course, we've seen this part already. I didn't really add anything interesting, so I'm a little behind my other take, but that's okay. I can always just make another video now. And I think you guys will be happy with that. So now the game automatically scrolls up for us, and look, there's that enemy beyond the rock there, just exactly like we wanted. And I guarantee you, actually, hold on, I'm gonna prove it to you. So let's kill every other enemy. See, you can't walk on the water. Okay? Every time we leave the screen and come back, that enemy is going to appear right in that spot. He is not going anywhere. As for these, though, the Armos Knights, they do activate, but there's something off about them. You know, I'll just do that this episode. Let's activate one. Okay, it comes to life, but what the crap? There's a... I should have used the controller. That's okay, I showed exactly what I wanted to show. I hate it when they don't flinch. I don't know why they don't flinch sometimes. So you'll notice, when that Armos Knight moved, it didn't replace it with more ground. It replaced it with a freaking gray square. So, does that mean we can't use Armos Knight statues? No! What we have to do is, this is your introduction to undercombos. Go to Data, go to Undercombos, and do this while you have the ground selected. See, the current is a gray square. That's why that Armos Knight turned that ground into a gray square. Now, if we set this, you'll notice now it's changed. The current looks like that. That basically means when we touch that Armos Knight, I still didn't use the controller like I said I was going to. Let's just blow through these enemies. Don't even care about getting the sword, because we're pro. Touch this Armos Knight, no gray square now, and touch this Armos Knight, no gray square. That is how undercombos work in a basic sense. I will cover undercombos with a bit more of an interesting twist next time. But for now, this has been part of the 2000 subs week special for the ZQuest guide. And I'm gonna die now. Rah! I challenge you, Octorox. No! Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time. And oops. Click out. Oh, no, don't do that, because now it's gonna... That's when ZQuest, that's when Zelda Classic crashes on me, is when that gray menu is up and I click out of the window. I figured that out finally, but it's still kind of a pain. Hello, Task Manager. End process tree. Alright, whatever. Okay, anyway, again, thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time for more ZQuest Guide. I still have a few of your questions to field, but please feel free to ask more. And someone had requested that we use items that I did not, or that were not seen in Hero of Dreams, so we will be using items like the Lens of Truth later on in the quest. So until then...